Well, the anti-vaccine community is not going to like this one. A growing body of evidence, buttressed by a new report out last month, shows that people who are vaccinated have a significantly lower risk of Alzheimer's disease. Yes, that's right. In addition to the obvious benefit of protecting you from infections, multiple different vaccines have now been shown, in 2 large studies, to be associated with fewer cases of Alzheimer's. How big is the effect? Well, the earlier study, published about a year ago, looked at the flu vaccine. Scientists from the University of Texas Health Science Center, led by neurologist Paul Schulz, collected data on more than 1.8 million older patients from around the U.S., of whom half had received the flu vaccine and half had not. Their average age was 74 years, and the scientists examined health records for 4 subsequent years to see how many developed signs of Alzheimer's in that time. In the vaccinated group, nearly 48,000 patients, out of 936,000, developed Alzheimer's during the 4-year follow-up period, about 5.1% of all patients. That might sound like a lot, but in the unvaccinated patients, nearly 80,000 developed Alzheimer's. To put it another way, patients who got the flu vaccine had a 40% lower risk of Alzheimer's, 5.1% versus 8.5%. It appears this benefit isn't specific to the flu vaccine, though. In the newer study published this September, the same group from the University of Texas looked at 3 more vaccines: the Tdap vaccine, tetanus, diphtheria, and pertussis, the shingles vaccine and the pneumococcus vaccine. They were able to collect records on 1.65 million people, among whom more than 500,000 had received 1 or more of the vaccines. All of the patients were over 65 years old. Remarkably, all 3 of the vaccines showed similar and quite significant benefits against Alzheimer's disease. In an 8-year follow-up period, the risk of Alzheimer's was 30% lower, 7.2% versus 10.2%, in patients who had the Tdap vaccine versus those who hadn't. For the shingles vaccine, the reduction in risk was 25%, 8.1% versus 10.7%. And for the pneumococcal vaccine, the risk was 27% lower, 7.9% versus 10.9%. Note that this study looked at the older shingles vaccine. The newer one, Shingrix, has only been widely available since 2017. The scientists hypothesize that the newer vaccine, because it's more effective against shingles, may provide even greater protection against Alzheimer's. So how might this work? Is Alzheimer's caused by an infection, and the vaccines prevent Alzheimer's by preventing the infection? Well, the short answer is no, probably not. Although we don't know the cause of Alzheimer's, we don't have any strong evidence that it's the direct result of an infection.